funding agencies. And there will be a practical steps to optimize your Orcid profile if you are already having the fund. With this intro note, I wholeheartedly welcome our collaborator, Central University, the Department of Library Information Science of Central University of Himachal Pradesh, and the head of the Department of Himachal Pradesh Central University Department of Library Information Science, Professor Rama Rao K, who played a pivotal role in giving the sponsorship from the Orcid TPF, that is Global Participant. Welcome you, sir, for this webinar. I, on behalf of all the PHILOMENA'S College family, I will same time I welcome our resource person, Dr. Mohit Garg from IIT Delhi. Welcome you, sir. I also welcome all our esteemed academic heads, management for this. They have joined, some of them have joined through YouTube outside. I welcome all the participants for this webinar. Before we begin this webinar, I request our principal to give an introductory talk regarding.
To our distinguished guest speaker, Dr. Mohit Garg from IIT Delhi, the organizer of this webinar, academic heads, our research scholars, and dear students. A very warm welcome to each of you joining this webinar. On behalf of St. Philomena's College, it gives me immense pleasure to say a few words on today's session on enhancing research visibility and use of Orcid. We've always been proud on fostering a culture of academic excellence, encouraging our scholars to produce impactful and high-quality research. However, today's digital producing quality work is only one part of the equation. Other, equally critical part, ensuring that our research is discoverable, correctly attributed, widely accessible to the global academic community. This is where Orcid, open researcher and contributor ID, plays a pivotal role. As many Orcid and persistent identifier that distinguishes researchers from others, similar names, career changes over time. Is, in essence, a digital passport for your research identity. Adopting and using your Orcid ID effectively can significantly for academic, reduce administrative burdens, ensure get proper credit for your contributions. Today's webinar to help you harness the potential of a powerful tool. We will explore how an integrated Orcid profile can connect your work, data sets, peer review, grants across various institutional systems. This in turn boosts your visibility, establishes your credibility, and helps you track the impact of your research over time. I would like to give special thanks to our guest speaker, Dr. Mohit Garg, who is going to share his expertise with us today. I would also like to thank Professor Ronald Prakash Kutina, the Vice Principal Administration of the College, Chief Library of the Central Library, the entire library, the IQAC coordinator, Professor Thomas, the entire IQAC team, together with Department of Library and Information Science, Central University, Himachal Pradesh, for organizing this and significant seminar or a webinar. I urge all of you, our faculty, researchers, aspiring scholars, to engage actively in this session. Ask questions, share your thoughts, learn how you can leverage or maximize your scholarly impact. These few words, I wish you all enriching, productive session. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for your encouraging words to all the organizers. Today's topic being research with its importance. Different digital researchers across the night. We have the guest, that is the person, Dr. Mohit Garg. Know more about him. I request our IQAC co-coordinator, Dr. Deepa, come over to this.
My privilege to introduce the guest for today, Dr. Mohit Garg, an accomplished academician and library professional as the Assistant Librarian at the Central Library, Indian Institute of Technology, Delhi. Before joining IIT, he worked at the Indira Gandhi National Tribal University, Madhya Pradesh. Over the years, Dr. Garg has made significant contributions to the field of life and information science through his academic and professional engagements. He has been actively involved in both national and international professional affairs, reflecting his global presence in the library community. Notably, he has served two consecutive terms, 2017 to 21 and 21 to 25, as a standing member of the IFL Indigenous Matters Section, Netherlands. He is also associated with the Public Knowledge Project, a member of the D-Space Leadership Group, and the coordinator of the National Group for Peace India, where he plays a pivotal role in promoting open source digital repositories across the country. His achievements include receiving 3 grants, one from Orcid Global Participation for integrating Orcid API with digital repository, another the open on the open data and a major from IC for 2 years. He's also and delivered 12-week NPTEL MOOC title, Science Research Productivity and Data Analytics, Open Source. Beyond his academic and professional life, Dr. Garg is also an avid traveler, trekker, and a culinary enthusiast. Enjoys exploring new destinations, understanding diverse cultures, and experimenting with various cuisines. His passion for travel and cooking adds vibrancy to his life, complementing scholarly pursuits and broadening his perspective. In essence, Dr. Mohit Garg is a dedicated librarian, innovative researcher, and passionate educator whose contribution to library and information science reflects a deep commitment of knowledge, sharing technology advancement, and professional excellence. We are eager to hear from you, Professor. Over to you.
Yes, yes, sir. You can proceed.
Now to
Yeah, sure. That is possible, definitely. Professor Rao can share thoughts.
sir. So,
Yes, sir. Please go ahead.
I hope my
Yes, sir. You proceed.
visible.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It's visible and visible.
So the I would also like to thank all the dignitaries of the college and the management for making it possible. So, India actually there are three branches are there. So one is center and another is IIT. Third one is we all three are working in the kind of estimate for our researchers. So and each of the task quite different. So what we want like under this project what we are doing just bringing you the awareness about the Orcid and the other like what I did daily what we are doing I'll be discussing the session. So in the next 40 to 5 minutes, I'll be discussing about the concept of science only like people different identifiers. Okay. So, it has already been discussed about me, but here I would like to say one more thing like where I'm discussing okay, just very brief about the research about who want to know about more of the things about research. So you must you can join this course on it's a platform totally course and you can like to learn it there is no kind of fee there but to get a certificate from government of India with nominal amount 1,000 government. Another thing is some any of like this only perfect any of your project trusted to work with my yeah, they can spend time at daily for 6 to 8 weeks totally free. So for more information, you go about this. So in this talking, I'll not go directly to what science, what exactly potential. Then in the end, I'll be this by we need to forgive for the research.
Now, the important aspect we all need to know is that to the product side, wherever I talk about, I just discuss this. We all are doing. When we say science, sometimes like somebody is the lab coat and they are doing some kind of experiment, in the temperature, they're drawing some, they are doing the science. So science is that a kind of whatever those STEM disciplines, but we all are doing, whether we are from social science, we are from arts, whether we are from humanity, whether we are from psychology, we are doing things. But because many of the audience belongs to students, and after this, many of you might be research and important that you must understand that what things are doing in first, like whenever you that we all are concerned. Scientists doesn't critical scientists, everyone who are doing science. So word science, Latin word science knowledge. And what is it? To understand the environment we are living. Okay? So whatever the environment to serve the environment, there are many aspects to the research part. Okay. So this we need to remove this kind of okay. That means the person is in the lab, they are doing the only they are doing this. No, many times people ask me that studied library science, but in library science, what is it? Yes. So the whole understanding, not just a kind of a knowledge, kind of a and what exactly they're doing it that no one. So and that's that process. Okay, so the whole process will be similar for all of the whatever you are working. But like this better mechanism, kind of methodology. So how we do the how we do how we to generate the knowledge by first what we are doing, we are observing the phenomena. So this phenomena that we have observed by our eyes, we have the literature, and we are identified okay. Based on that, we come to the point okay. These are now to prove this, we plan that okay, do like from chemistry, I think plan that like okay, we will be of S2S or on this temperature or we like S, and then we will the expert. Okay. So that if our planning will be designed question question, and then we going to either going to the society, the our convenient temple or maybe whatever, and finally the experiment. And as soon as we conduct the experiment, the results. Okay. So, important five steps irrespective of whatever, and for the result, and that process is, and this is very important. You might be my brief bio, okay? So, so maybe 5 minutes. So people talks about like how many documents. So that's very important part in that that we need to select the right kind of document or result so that to reach and that's how very important. Communication of results is from just straightforward process. We select criteria like scopus index, so we give you acceptance 7 to 8 days, so maybe 15 days. Okay, so we are in so hurry. We always say that just we publish it and we just put the acceptance or got promoted from assistant to associate or from JRF to SRF. So different. That's the important part is the communication results that drawn from that particular. Okay. Now, in theoretical perspective, we the results we are communicating it as scientific, but we have generated some kind of knowledge following these 5 steps. Now, these knowledge to be to multiple people. So, what exactly? So, the science has 4 key important. Okay. So, what we are doing in science communication first? The idea is we are disseminating. Okay. So, which knowledge we are disseminating the knowledge? We are disseminating the knowledge which is generally used and paid. And not only science, there are like saying that knowledge is people say that drink this water and okay. So we need to disseminate the knowledge scientific method. Now, to whom we have to disseminate the knowledge, we have to disseminate this to experts and also to the lay. The lay people means general public. Okay? And the next is to how we have to disseminate this. Have to disseminate this knowledge. Okay. Now, in today's world, the most way is just we keep up everything. But I see before joining, by sitting at IIT Delhi, hope anything is on internet, I download and I get it down. But while anyway, there is no internet for 4 to 5 days. Okay. So this easy accessible way is just not the internet, but also it's the idea of so we need to understand about the so anyhow this there are multiple channels for like journals and like conferences, seminar, books, we do on reports, at the website, here on the different kind of sites like there's another platform. But no, not all are considered as kind of the right kind of platform. Say for example, in academic world, the journals are considered as the kind of okay, not yes, we do books and but journal is kind of you think journal getting the more of the reputation. But whenever we like what exactly our type, like I always people were first and now people are now after now worried about this. People are running the race how my company on this platform. Okay, so but whenever our knowledge, whenever the science as per myself, not to run away about what's one kind of a focus in this. Now, whatever research you are doing, whatever the tools you are selecting, whatever the channel you are after that, it's nice that it should be visible. It should not be like, like sometimes visibility, like we uh, do post like we do that's why for 5 sites for 10. Now, people say, so, that's the thing, somebody needs to reach to the so people are like, okay, somebody they have the search it out, article, people, but other than other way like this posting ourselves, everything takes time for researcher, effective for doing research, but all the time. It's important kind of thing should be taken care of the system. Okay, so high visibility of science required. So there are multiple things are there. Why we need science. People say that we need to have the so visible about get the science. Okay, but I believe that's the kind of one aspect the kind of science. But what I believe is that whatever research you have done, like for example, whatever the research I have done, doing up just a second. Like office whole. So like people say we need to have the business kind. But for me and for for the true getting of to solving the purpose of science, like, progress of like say for example, I have identified that this particular in this water bottle in this, to my research, I have used this at this particular time. Then it will you in treating of X. Now, if I don't make it as a this science, the all of the it will be quite difficult for other people. So if this research will this whatever the only part, but it should be another thing is like I will telling it. Like say, well, I'm saying particular quantity and bring X. Now this science, like like people say that why we need to have the when we are public and there are
ಬರ್ತಾ ಇತ್ತಲ್ಲ ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ
but
ಹಿಂದಿ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇದೆ.
for 2 years And many of the time, the doesn't hold in terms of the scientific publishing, there is one concept is there plagiarism. People say that this particular one software is there, its content is far from this software, and they got the 5% or 6%, 7%. That means that is the most unethical work is there. There is no unethical practice is there. But we need to understand that this software just check the language part, just check the text. But somebody, taken up a, data, someone has taken up, or maybe someone has done the reading in the data. So there are like so many kind of scientific incidents that this happening now, and the more the visibility of the science will be there, more this kind of practice can be stopped it down. And that's why, if you see, there is a kind of a database is there which is known as interaction boards. Okay, where you can see the number of papers has been interacted, and you will surprised to see that papers are not. Yes, there are cases out there where paper has been interacted due to plagiarism and all those things, but that is very few numbers. Okay, but there are many other numbers out there. There is a problem with the peer review. There are problems with the data manipulation. There are problems with data fabrication. There are problems with taking up the different kind of methodology. Okay, so everything is like it's helpful when we have the more visible science. Now, another than this, it's very important that if we make it our science more visible, it's our constitution of India says that we need to develop the scientific temperament, humanism, and the spirit of inquiry at home. This could only be possible when the research is, shared with, multiple people, and it seems to be visible to all. And another thing is that, visibility is also, visibility of science is also important. You know, like motivation of doing of work is directly, it has been said that, motivation of doing work is directly proportional to the appreciation. The more you will be getting a appreciation, like say for example, today you have done some work. Either say that, oh, Dr. Mohit, you have done very good work. You will be motivated, na? So you will get to do more kind of, appreciations, and you will be doing up more work. Okay. So if the science, whatever work you are publishing, whatever work you have done it, if you make it up on the different platform, and if you get like more visible, you will get the more appreciation, and the final thing is that you will be getting of the motivation, and also engaging in doing of the multiple scientific activities. So this is one way of like how we share of our how we used to be motivated, and how we used to share our like we will share our academic strength. Okay, we have received, we have published this many documents and all, and after that people are posting on your Facebook and something like that. Oh, you Dr. Mohit, you are a great researcher. Dr. Mohit, you are good. Dr. Mohit, you have so many citations. Okay, and I will also feel a kind of motivated that oh, so many people are praising me, and so many people are giving heart to my Facebook or LinkedIn post or something like that. Okay, so this is this is one way is there, but other than this, there are what we need to think on is that the kind of appreciation, the kind of rewards for your research will come automatically when you do research, good research, and it should be visible in kind of a standard format. Now, why we are talking much about received less than 2 minus 1 citation, less than 2 citation. Okay, so that's the idea. Okay, I-10 index is another kind of a matrix. It just to assess the researcher that how many of his papers are having a more than 10 or 10 more than 10 citations. That is I-10 index. If I say that my I-10 index is 2, that means I have 2 papers which I received more than 10 citation. And similarly, this H index and I-10 index are generally are for the researchers, and impact factor and site score are for the journals. Okay. Now, why we need this matrix? Because like say for example, like there is 2 person is there. One is Dr. Mohit Garg, another is Dr. Mukesh Bera. Now, for the committee, they need to select only 1 person. Okay, that might be the seat is there, or that might be the a requirement or something like that is there. So they will assess this kind of thing. Okay, how many papers are there? Okay, but if both of them have the equal number of papers, then they could see the citation. Also, if they could have the citation, then they can see okay, what is exactly H index or I-10 index is there, or maybe in what kind of journal they are publishing in. So that's why it says that more the visibility, the more your citation metrics, whatever you are using in, it will be more. And of course, if your citations has been more, then you will be doing a good research. Now, another kind of a matrix has been discussed in the academic world from the last, it has been almost a decade, more than a decade. It's about ELT matrix. So what ELT matrix is? So whatever the metrics I'm talking about, H index, I-10 index, impact factor, site score, all these metrics are citation dependent. Okay. So here publication are there and citations are there. But in today's world, okay, only citation, traditional citation is not important. Okay. It's like you have done some work, your work has been appreciated in Wikipedia article. Your work has been appreciated on Facebook. Your work has been appreciated on some policy document. So that's why a new matrix is coming up. It's already in the kind of our academic world itself, matrix which captures your online presence of your work, irrespective of not only on citation or not only on the journal part, but all to the different part on the different social media platform and all those things. Interestingly, Altometrics is not accepted by many of the institutions. Many of the institutions, they rank the authors by H index or I-10 index, or rank the journals by impact factor and site score. But Altometrics is a very good matrix, and maybe in future, it will be acceptable by many of the institutions. So that's the idea, the more of the visibility is there, more, that's why your visibility is not only important in terms of your journal citation, but also throughout your persistent identifier. Okay, the number will remain same, like whether your address change, whether your, the name will change, but when you are in your name with your biometrics, that number will remain same. Another persistent identifier is like ISBN. ISBN is persistent identifier for book. It will be remain same for everyone. For journals like ISSN number. For articles, we have this POI. Okay. For research institution, we have this ROR, role ID. For authors, we have ORCID. Other than ORCID, there are multiple other IDs are there. Okay. So these are the different IDs are there. These are the different kind of persistent identifiers are there. And if you see, one of the important thing is there, like ORCID came in 2012, okay? But before almost 2 decades before ORCID, there are like the initial idea of this persistent identifier came with author click, where they have to, you can create your author profiles, you can, just share the different things, and there are like multiple other IDs are there, like Scopus ID is there, and then researcher ID is there. It has some limitation. I'll show you what exactly the limitations are there. Okay. Now, Web of Science ID look like this. Google Scholar profile look like this. This is like Scopus profile, ResearchGate profile. Now, if I go, if I go to Scopus, say for example, I am searching for Mohit. scopus means the publication of this. Another thing you see, there are one more thing is that in 2022, it's showing that,
ಮೈಕ್ ಆನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕಾ
again, I have
ಇಲ್ಲ ಈ
been
ಮೈಕ್ ಆನ್
associated with
ಮಾಡಿಲ್ಲ
Orient Institute of Medical
ಮಾಡಲ್ಲ
Sciences.
ಅಲ್ಲಾದ್ರೆ
I have never been to
ಇಲ್ಲಿಂದ
Orient
ಅವರಿಗೆ ಕೇಳಿಸಿ
Institute of Medical Sciences,
ಓಕೆ ಓಕೆ
but my co-authors are from Orient Institute of Medical
ಅದನ್ನ
Sciences.
ನೀವು
That's why it has been displayed. So this is the incorrect information. Then again, this is another incorrect information because I have been associated with IIT Delhi since 2021, but my first publication with IIT Delhi came in 2022. That's why it's showing here as 2021 or 2022. So other than this, if you see, like I can't add multiple details here, like other than like whenever you do research or whenever you do publish, it's not like all are the scopus index. Okay, not everything is in the scopus. Or maybe you do some publishing conferences, or maybe you do
ಯಾವುದು
create some
ಮ್ಯೂಟ್
YouTube
ಆಗಿರ್ಬೇಕು
lectures. I can't do those edit those things here. Also, you will see here is that my subject is I belong to library and computer science. My part of the work are related to the kind of application of computer science in LIS. But other than this, if you see, it has been my subject area is left to medicine, pharmacology. Yes. Any doubts? Okay. So, but these are some of the areas that has been mapped from my research papers. Okay. So I have been co-author to another paper which has been purely discussing about medical science. My part is just to do some kind of analysis. So this is how there are like some kind of issues are there with these ideas, and that's where ORCID comes in, and you can which can be used for for day-to-day our research purposes. Now, ORCID is persistent and also open, and it's for researchers. Okay, and one of the important things is trans. So what trans there? Today I say that I need to create a scopus ID. Okay, you can create a scopus account, but your scopus ID will be created when your publication will be in the scopus index journal. If your publications are not in the scopus index journal, your scopus ID will not be there. So that's why but in ORCID ID, you need not to go to any of the center, you need not to create any publication, you need not to have anything. You just have to have one email ID and one your affiliation from where you start taking down from which college you are in. And this they have been doing since 2012. Now, ORCID ID looks like this 16-digit number. It's an alphanumeric code, and it's persistent and open identifier for the people who are related to research who will be doing it. And one of the important thing is it is controlled by researcher. Okay, so everything in the ORCID ID can be whether you want to show up your work to everyone or whether you want to show up your thing only to you. It should be it is like up to you. Okay. Now, why we are saying that ORCID is persistent identifier? Throughout your academic journey, things will change. Okay, like first thing is that with our female, there it's a practice that the female name add the husband name or husband surname in their name. Now, if the changes are there, it should be that it's quite difficult to trace it back or to map it to those publications with the same person. So with the ORCID ID, it will be remain same whether your name change or whether your career change. Our career throughout our this journey change because we studied UG at some institution, PG at some other institution, PhD at some other institution. Then from joining to like PDF or doing up any of the jobs or like or your like assistant professor, associate professor, professor. So it is changed. Okay, and also location will also change. So but your identifier will be the same. Once you create it when you're having the email ID, it will be remain the same. Okay. So this is some data that how this is like 3 years old data now. If you see, there are like this data is quite growing. This is the latest like 2 year back data, and that's the kind of trying we want to make it a kind of ecosystem so that it could ORCID become they're given up, how many other opportunity or other tasks they are turning down. And there is no single kind of the platforms are there. Like one platform is like IRIS. Okay? It's like profiling system. Okay, where we can profile the researchers about their publication and all. But if you move from one institution to another institution, so your profile will automatically reach to that institution. Your contribution will also show related to whatever work you've done to that previous institution. So that's why Orchid is becoming a one kind of a hub for linking up your publication and your academic details with that particular source. Now, like in every institution, we have some employee.
ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಏನೂ ಆಗಿಲ್ಲ ಇಲ್ಲೆಲ್ಲ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಿಲ್ಲ ನೋಡಿ ಅದು
Maybe his connection. I think so, his connection.
ಯು ಪಿ ಕರೆಂಟ್ ಹೋಗಿರ್ಬೇಕು ಸರ್
So Orchid is very efficient in saving of the time. Other than this, it's very important that free, it's totally free. You need not to pay any kind of fee, and you can register and you can use it now. So there are no simple steps. Very also, sometimes there can be 2 or 3 person in the same lab or in the same department. So it's very difficult to understand, okay, who have done this particular research or who have done this work. So Orchid uniquely identify both or three or four persons are there with the same name or the same name taking is of the same department. Okay. Now people says that last name is very important. Some, in the academic world, if my name is Mohit, it is written as Belcom. The last name is given more preference. You know why? If you see Scopus also, you see, if you are searching with the author name, there is a last name is there and then the first name is there. So there much of the preference is to the last name. Okay, but
ಅದು ಪವರ್ ಹೊಟ್ಟೋಗಿದ್ರೆ ಹಂಗೆ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ
okay. So somehow it has been disconnected now.
Yeah.
So what I was saying that like I was talking about, you need to have you can create an Orchid ID with your professional email. So, but why I'm saying that you use your professional email ID as secondary one, don't as use it as primary email, because today or tomorrow you will leave that institution. Once you left the institution, not many institutions give you the access of that account. So it will be quite difficult for you to to manage or to read out the password of that thing. So that always use one email ID as a primary, which will be forever for you. Okay, like like from where I studied from, like DRTC Bangalore. So they provide us the full access to our life of that email access. So I can make it as the primary email. But it is not provided by all of the institutions. That's why we prefer to go with one email ID, which will be forever you. Then you can provide here different ID here. Then next step, it will ask you some passwords. Next step. Now you can add here your college. Okay, so your college name is. Now there will be the case that your college name is not there. Okay, it could be the case. Okay, so what you can do, because there are not many accounts, or maybe not any account from this particular college. So what and that's the kind of agenda is there of this project taking up by Central Institute that we need to have more of the college name in their databases. So what you can do is for the time being you can select your undergrad college or maybe your college from your school or anything name there, or you just select any college. Okay? Any college. Okay? And you provide those things, you go to the next step. Now you can here provide up the like whether your profile will be visible to everyone, or to the trusted party, or to me. Then the next step, I'll make it a next. Okay, now if I do this, okay, my profile will be created now. Okay, so after creation of profile, you go to your edit profile and then you change your college. Okay, and I believe that many of you, like create an account. I know submitting it now, I already have one account. I'm just logging with it. So if you go to my Orcid profile, it will look like this. So there is no email ID link is there, but in my Orcid profile, email ID is there. I have made this email ID only to be visible. Now you can see my biography. If I make this biography to only to me, and if I say biography. So now there are some trusted works, trusted parties are there, like some journals, publishing and all. Okay. So what you want to if you do only me, your profile will not be visible to other trusted party. There might be the case if your profile is not verifiable on Orcid, your paper or something can be rejected down there. Has some cases are there. So what you can do, you can just do the trusted party. Trusted parties are Orcid, trusted organizations are there. So for in public, your profile will again look like this. This biography will not be visible, but this biography of any item, it will be visible to trusted. Okay. Now these are like you can add employment qualification in the professional activities, funding. Now here you can like many of the funding agencies like in India, like funding agencies, the ICS, they are like 5 publications, 5. So as much as work you have done, and you can just make it a star. Okay, these are my 5 best. Okay. Now, if you need to add up the work, like you can add the DUI of that work, you can provide the BibTeX. BibTeX is a kind of person like CSV or Excel we have. You download the BibTeX file and upload it down. Your work publication will be visible here. You can link like multiple databases are there, like articles. Then the global, and then like the data site is there. These are the multiple scopus is there, so you can connect and your publication will be there. Other than this, one important thing is that admin. Like you might be familiar with journal article, but you might have reviewed something. You might have other things like report or maybe some blog or maybe some images. So like you can create on image. You can add the image title when you are published, then link, citation, everything here. You can edit down, and it's up to you whether you want to make it visible or not. So as much you work related to academic, you can think of whether YouTube lecture, whether any curriculum is there, whether any tool is there. You can add it there, and it should be it will be visible to it. Visibility is up to you, but generally whatever academic works, we only make it as visible to everyone. So this is all about Orcid. You make use of this Orcid, and the more you get an Orcid, you will get the more the things know about this Orcid. So I'll stop here, and I am open to any questions or any observation you want to have. I'll discuss.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir, for that informative session. I'm sure our audience found it Very informative. Now the session is open for questions. You can ask your queries. Sir, I myself have a question. Sir, are multiple email IDs allowed to link for one Orcid ID?
Sorry?
Can we link multiple email IDs to one Orcid ID, sir?
Yes, you can one could be primary and then additional email you can add it down there.
Thank you, sir. Any other questions? Questions from the research scholars?
Hello, sir. Good afternoon. Can you hear me, sir? Sir, there is, you just mentioned about more than one or two authors in case of publications. If more than three authors are there, should we have all the credits of all the authors? If we individual reflections of the publication has to be met.
You can have like as much authors are there in Orcid that publication, you can add the details of those. So it's up to you. What you can do is like you want to add the details of other authors, but you want to add up your details, you can do that.
For example, if I am the corresponding author, the rest, the two or three authors will be attached to my thing. They have to put their own individual Orcid ID, or it is like only the corresponding author if it is done.
No, it's just like whether you are corresponding author or whether you are just an author. It's your profile and you can add your work and what that your role is there. If any other details for them or those other authors, they need to add in their Orcid profile. It will not be visible automatically.
Okay.
They need to themselves.
Thank you, sir. So there was one more question, sir. So you mentioned about the journal metrics. So usually when we see the opening, I mean, for example, I come from the science background journals, I usually do that. Then when we see the impact factor of that corresponding or an individual journal, they will have their own archive ID or the impact factor for that current year. So how do we know the genuine impact factor of that journal for the last 5 years? So which is the one Google search engine you will suggest it for this, sir?
That's an excellent question, I will say, and many of our researchers are stuck into this part. Impact factor, we need to know, what every journal has the impact factor. Impact factor is a proprietary idea of Web of Science. So only the journal index in Web of Science have the impact factor. Journal index in the Scopus have the site scope. Now the question comes that the constitutional cost of Web of Science is quite high. Not every institution or not every college can afford that, and you can't check those things. Okay? Like you can contact me, I have the Web of Science access and I can check it down. But your dependency will be on me. Like I may or may not respond to you in time. So what you can do is like there is no platform there. I will show you. Platform, you create an account here, it is like totally free, and you can check the journal name here. And once you search in the journal name, and all the details. What exactly, whether it is indexed in Web of Science or not, what exactly their different. This will be visible once you will. It's master journal is suitable. I don't clarify.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, Sir.
Hello, sir. My question is that, see, today DOI has become very important for all of us. When the journal doesn't give you a DOI or your article doesn't have specific DOI, even if you upload that on your Orchid ID, I don't know how useful that is. I just wanted to know. I mean, it doesn't add any value because until and unless your DOI is seen or you can access that article, it will not enhance your citation. So, if you can throw more light.
Yes, again, what happened is, like, you are in public service, and many journal could not provide the DOI, both of, the post in the board. So adding up, the publication in OPD, it's like, publication will be in text, so like at least the metadata will be in text, and sites, and it would be visible. If your publication has a DOI, then it would be an extra advantage. But if it is not, then adding up the metadata, then it would be beneficial.
Thank you.
Hello, sir. So now I have my Orcid ID and I have uploaded all my details here. How do I verify it is complete or it is verified? Is there any technical this one to find out that? Since I have completed my upload all the details to the Orcid this one, how do I verify that one? Yes, that's has been completed or something like that.
So it's like whenever like there are some like whenever you create a document, there is like some things are mandatory ones and other are optional. Now, if you have filled up mandatory one, it's up to it's your duty, like by looking at that publication. But one way is that that's the idea what we are getting into. Like people should publish in the journal or the platform which are linked to OPD. So what exactly happened is that once the journal which is linked with OPD API, as soon as your article is published in that journal, it will be automatically visible up in your site. But this will be possible when your journal is integrated with OPD. It will be auto verified. That's the idea, but we are continuously working on many journals to integrate their system with OPD.
One more thing, sir. Is it necessary to have an institutional Orchid ID? Like, because when you
Is it mandatory?
have an institutional Orchid ID,
No, there is no such kind of concept like institutional OPD. There is like you can create with your Gmail account, and there is no something like like today you are in this, tomorrow you might be in. So it's not like
no, not like that. So when you started searching our college name, it did not appear there. So
yeah.
why is it like that?
Yes, it's like once you will be creating your
Thank you, sir. We have one more question.
if we can have
Hello.
it will be easy. Institution will also be
Um, Hello. On behalf of all the research scholars and the students. Hello, sir. Am I audible to you?
yes,
Yeah.
you're audible, sir.
Yeah. On behalf of all the research scholars here, they are the final year students, and one way or the other, a few of the students want to join with the faculty on a research level and wants to publish. And the faculty will have their affiliation ID and probably Orcid ID. But whatever the students, if they create an Orcid ID and they collaborate with the faculty and publish it. But for the benefit of the institution which spends money on a certain research area, In that aspect, if you are going on IR INS of the InflipNet, if we are looking at the institution matrices, how things will happen, because the student will have the mobility, another 6 months, they will be going on their way to different locations. Their affiliation ID will be different. So how we are going to look at this aspect? So what could be the beneficial aspect for the institution in this area?
Like, it's like, students will be going on to the, even to the faculty and to the research. Okay. So the advantage for, it's not, like somebody will go, then somebody will also come. But the system will be maintained and those things can be maintained directly. So that could be the advantage.
Thank you, sir, for explaining it so well. Any other queries? Okay, yes, ma'am. Please.
One last thing. How does the feature of, there is a new, not very new, but relatively new, that featured work within your Orchid ID. How does that work?
Just I'll send you a screen. So what happened is, like whatever the data is there in OpenID, the idea is that we will be fetching up this data through a public API. Okay? Like, the way we do on, like, the R, we are the basic details. So if you add your feature, work here, like, it will be visible to all of the people. Like, okay, you might not, for your research journey, you might be publishing 50 or 100 papers. Okay? But the people who will be coming up your profile, they want to see only a few work. Okay, few papers. That is how you can add your classic work.
So there's one more question. What is the advancing scholarship for Orcid? From Mahajan's College, one of the members from the Mahajan's College has raised this question. What is the advancing scholarship for Orcid?
Advancing scholarships in the sense, like the user want to, like, he want to ask, like, what exactly benefit from the scholarship. With the,
Maybe he might be helpful in getting funds. Maybe in that sense, he might have asked the question.
Definitely. I would like to share it here that, like, we see publication and all those things as citation perspective. But once you have your Orchid profile, obviously it is visible to academic world, and you get the. I believe is that I could able to reach to the international organization. Once you have Orchid profile, you like to Scopper, like people can reach out to Scopper profile, Google's profile. They can see up your publication. But I have one like 12-week move course. They can see my course and details. They can go to the profile, then we add on to the information of your criteria or manage other things. And only to the part, but also to the university and
Thank you, sir. Thank you for highlighting that key point. If there are no more questions, we'll wind up this question and answer session. Thank you once again, sir, for your insightful talk and for sharing your expertise with us today. We shall now move on to the next segment, poetries.
It is indeed an honor and privilege to propose the word of thanks on behalf of St. Philomena's College Autonomous, Mysore, the IQAC, and the Central Library for today's insightful webinar on enhancing research, visibility, and use of Orcid. Organized in the collaboration with the Department of Library and Information Science, Central University of Himachal Pradesh. First and foremost, I extend our heartfelt gratitude to our resource person, Dr. Mohit Garg, Assistant Librarian, IIT Delhi, for sharing his valuable knowledge and perspective on research visibility, digital research ideas, and the effective use of bicycles. Your session has given us a deep insight into how researchers can strengthen their academic identity and global reach. Our sincere thanks to Professor Shivaram Rao K, convener of the program and Orcid project director, for his continuous guidance and collaboration in making this event possible. We also extend our gratitude to the rector, campus administrator, assistant director, and principal and all other academic heads of St. Philomena's College for their constant encouragement in organizing such activities, academic initiatives that enrich our research community. A special note of appreciation to Mr. Ronan Prakash Kutina, our Chief Librarian and Vice Principal Admin, who efficiently coordinated this entire program. Thank you, sir. To Mr. Gunisharan, IQAC Coordinator, for his support. Thank you, sir. I sincerely thank all our faculty members, research scholars, and independent researchers and students from different streams who participated today. Thank you for your presence, for your passion for learning and engagement throughout the session. Lastly, appreciation to the technical team, especially Johnson, and organizing team for their behind the scene effort in ensuring the smooth conduct of the webinar. Once again, thank you all for making this event a success. Let us continue to collaborate and contribute to enhancing the visibility of research through different platforms like Orcid. Thank you and a wonderful evening.